What's up, guys? It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Day here at Fusion Gaming. Please sponsor.
So yeah, guys, we just had our Yu-Gi-Oh! Day event here at Fusion Gaming, and they actually had a contest this time where if the person who ranked the highest while playing at least 10 cards from Mystic Fighters got the mouse pad of the mat. So here our friend has the actual mat. He got first, and today I actually got the mouse pad because we played MathMech and got third place out of our whole tournament.
Just for reference, there was 3 people who were qualified to get the mat or the mouse pad, and it was us because we played with all the archetypes.
Yeah, everybody who was the other 2 people or other 3 people who were above me. Yeah, I got 4th. The other 3 people who were above me just didn't play Mystic Fighter cards. They played good decks. So,
right? Scrubs.
Yeah, today, actually, me, Miko, and Gabe all played a deck from Mystic Fighters, and we all tried to get the mousepad, and it looks like MathMech won. So, let's get into the deck profile.
Yeah, I should have heard the conversation that led to who was playing what.
Okay. So we're going to do it on the mousepad. Run 3 Balancer. Do you think I should explain what all these cards do?
Probably.
Okay, so Balancer, it's basically a Seraph Knight. You pay 1,000 and then you can summon another Cybers monster. It also has an effect where if this card gets banished, you can special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your hand, which comes up. It actually comes in handy. I will show how that happens later on. Sigma is the best main deck monster. So while this card is in your hand or your graveyard, if you've got nothing in your extra monster zone, you can just special summon it. And the only caveat is that it gets banished if it leaves the field. But if you use it for an Xyz material, it goes to grave and you have it ready for next turn. And it's also one of the 2 tuners for the deck.
I counts as not a tuner.
Yeah, I found that out in about round 4. You can also, this card can count as a non-tuner if you're summoning MathMech.
It's real weird.
And then we got Nabla. Nabla, if you tribute a Cybers monster, you can special summon a MathMech from your deck. And then, if you send this away for a Synchro summon, or if it gets sent to the graveyard, you can target a Cybers monster you control in the extra monster zone, which is probably one of your Synchros, and it can do 2 attacks on monsters that turn. Then we've got Addition, and we'll do Subtraction at the same time. So these cards are nearly identical. What they do is that by targeting one face-up monster on the field, Addition will give the monster 1,000 attack, and Subtraction will decrease it by 1,000, and then they just get special summoned. And the only caveat is that they can't attack that turn. So these 2 cards are really good ways of just getting level 4s out in order for your Synchro and your XYZ plays. And then we've got Multiplication. This card is probably, like, in my opinion, the second best. Because you target 1 Cybers monster, you control 1 level 4 Cybers monster you control, and it becomes level 8. And then, if this gets sent to the graveyard, it doubles the attack of a Cybers monster in your extra monster zone. So I think this card's really good because it turns, if you go Sigma and Multiplication, that's a 2-card level 12. So, yeah, and then you have double attack. And then, for the last of the MathMech monsters, we have Division. So, Division tributes a Cybers monster in the extra monster zone, and then you can special summon up to 1 level 4 Cybers monster from your hand and your graveyard. So, if you have something in your extra monster zone that you want to get rid of, you tribute it, and then you can special summon a Cybers from your hand and from your graveyard. So since you're not tributing this, you immediately have a 3-monster rank 4. And then for the last of the monsters, we just run 3 Gamma Seal because defense position monsters are a problem for us because none of these cards do piercing. So if your opponent just summons defense position monsters, you lose.
We had a big problem with that when playtesting.
Yeah, and then especially since Final Sigma, which we'll get into later, is unaffected by all cards, you can't give him something like Big Bang Shot or Fairy Meteor Crush. So the monster needs to be in attack mode, so we run the Kaijus. So that's it for the monsters.
It doesn't really matter how big they are, because effects get rid of attack points.
Yeah, so that's it for the monsters. For all the spell cards, we run Triple Signet Mining, 3 Cosmic Cyclone, because there could be only one as a problem. We were play testing last night, and I was playing against Gabe, and he was playing Generates. And if he summoned There Could Be Only One, I lost. that was the story. 3 Call by the Grave, because you don't want to get interrupted. 2 Pot of Desires. Not 3. 2 is okay. You actually, very rarely was I finding myself needing more draw power anyways. I feel like I was able to get everything I needed
As
to.
long as you get 2 monsters, you're usually fine.
Yeah. 2 Equation. This card's a monster reborn for the deck, and then when it reborns the monster, it gains 1,000 attack till the end of the turn.
Remember how you can do OTKs with that?
Yeah, you can do like actual OTKs with this card.
Good.
And then lastly, we run 2 of the Equip spell. So this Equip spell is really good. I just never actually saw it. So
I know, that's a problem with that card.
yeah, so the way that it works is that you equip it to a Cyberse monster, and then if that Cyberse monster battles, you can send a MathMech monster from your deck to the grave, and that monster gains the attack. But the cool thing is that if you're sending MathMechs, they have effects when they're sent to grave. So if you're attacking something and you send multiplication, then it gains the attack of multiplication, and its attack gets doubled.
This is the OTK card, by the way.
This is one of the OTK cards.
Insane.
This card goes nuts with Final Sigma.
Draw it.
Yeah. And then that's it for the spells. And lastly, we run just triple impermanence and 1 super factorial. I actually found myself wanting more than 1, but I'm not going to run more than 1.
Because when you go first, you do nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So this card, basically you target up to 3 MathMech monsters in your graveyard with different names, and then depending on which cards you grab, you can either XC summon or Synchro summon using all 3 of those monsters. Up to 3. So yeah, this card's really good, so you can end up making something like Albertane on your opponent's turn, or Lambertane, or even Final Sigma on your opponent's turn. Okay, so that's it for the main deck. Let's go into the extra deck. So we aren't running Pot of Extravagance. I know I've seen some builds run it, but I personally don't think Extravagance is necessary. It would probably be good, but
Everything's already a 3 of the main deck, so like,
yeah.
you can do either.
So for the Synchros, we run 2 of the Final Sigma and 2 of the Magma. So Final Sigma is unaffected by all card effects except for MathMech cards while it's in the extra monster zone. And then it also does double battle damage when it attacks a monster, and if it gets destroyed somehow, you can add a MathMech card. Magma, on the other hand, when it destroys a monster by battle, you can destroy up to 2 cards your opponent controls, and then if that gets destroyed or sent to grave, you can add a MathMech spell or trap. So yeah, and a lot of the times you'll climb from Magma into Sigma, just because Magma is also a tuner. Onto the links, we run Unicorn, Phoenix, IP, then here's some of the spicy tech. We run Cyberse Wicked, Link Disciple, Link Devotee, and Link Karibo. So, this came in handy a lot. If you open up Balancer Lord, you play this, because this actually is nuts, and I'll show you quickly what the combo looks like after this. Then lastly, for the XYZs, we ran double of the Laplacian and 1 of the Alembertane. The reason we only run 1 is because it's a $60 card at the time of recording. Well, it's 54 now. We bought it at 60, and it's 54. So
explain the one reason why we run it.
yeah, so you only ever use this card in very specific scenarios, and that's when you need to OTK, but you don't have necessarily the cards that you need.
Don't have a tuner usually.
Yeah. And lastly, we just run an Abyss Dweller, where a lot of it came in handy today, where I was playing against Orcus, and they make me go first, and I just go, okay, Abyss Dweller pass, and then I hopefully OTK them the next game.
This deck can summon a lot of monsters. It does not make a lot of things on the board.
And then for the side deck, 3 Nibiru. This card came in clutch today. The funny thing is that you'd think that I'd want to summon the token into attack mode, but I guess it was just the decks I was playing against. They always had 8,000 attack tokens, so they stayed in defense. We ran 3 Droll.
Just have it.
Droll came in handy today against a lot of decks.
Exodia.
Didn't play Exodia. Didn't play against Exodia.
That was funny.
The Triple Lancia also came in handy.
You know who wishes they played Droll? Game.
Yeah, we actually played against. I played against a lot of meta today, so these did a lot of work, and then also ran Twin Twisters and Triple Red Reboot because
OTK.
you can very easily OTK with this deck. So Red Reboot, definitely a necessary card. I've played against Guru today, and I won because I had the Red Reboot. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly show you guys. Just one of the things that you can do with Balancer Lord. So let's say you have Balancer Lord and let's say a non-tuner. So addition.
Add.
So you go Balancer Lord, or yeah, not addition, just like something that can't be special summoned. Balancer Lord effect, summon addition, and then you link one of them away into Link Disciple, and the other one into Link Devotee. Link Disciple will draw a card and then send one from your hand to the bottom of the deck by tributing Link Devotee. Link Devotee will give you 2 tokens. We'll keep these face down. and they're level 1 Cybers tokens. So then you turn one of the tokens and Link Disciples into Cybers Wicked. And you turn the last token into a Link Karibo. Then what happens is that Cybers Wicked's effect will activate. So since you special summoned to one of its arrows, you banish one Cybers from your grave and then add a Cybers tuner from your deck to your hand. So what you do is you banish you banish Balancer Lord, and then you add one of your tuners. So like Nabla. And then, you add it to hand, and then Balancer Lord, when it's banished, allows you to special summon a level 4 monster from your hand. So then you just get to special summon the Nabla. And then you can go off by tributing either the Link Karibo or the Wicked into multiplication, and then there you go. You've got Final Sigma and a Link Karibo.
You also just, you have, what's it called? If you have Sigma, you just tribute this.
Yeah, if you have Sigma,
you get a bunch of monsters out of it.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's one of the reasons that I run these 4.
Show the one reason why we run Albertine.
Oh yeah, so
show them why this card shouldn't be $60.
yeah, this is the only reason you'll ever run Albertine, is if you have 2 monsters that don't go into a synchro, and you go into Albertine, and use effect to grab Sigma. Because Sigma can only special summon when there's nothing in the extra monster zone. So then you're going to use Albertine's effect to tribute himself to special summon a level 4, and then special Sigma, and then you have a level 8. Or, if you had multiplication, you've got Final Sigma. So yeah, that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. This deck was really fun to play. I wouldn't say it's the most broken deck, but it was definitely a lot of fun to play, and I ended up getting a Yu-Gi-Oh! Day map because of it. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.